Hello, Chosen One. It's all happening because you ignored the divine power signal. The signal 5v5 was meant for you, but you ignored that signal. Now I am here again to remind you, to give you your soul a call for divine power. 5v5 is the divine signal your spirit has been receiving. And whether you've ignored it or tried to silence it, it keeps returning. Stronger, louder, you've seen it. 5-5, on the clock, on receipts, on license plates. You brushed it off at first, maybe even laughed it away. But deep inside, you knew it wasn't random. You felt a strange pull each time, a flicker of recognition, like your soul remembering something ancient, something powerful. And yet you walked away. You weren't ready. Or maybe you were scared of what awakening would cost you, scared of what you'd have to leave behind. Because the truth is, being chosen doesn't always feel like a blessing. Sometimes it feels like a burden, a responsibility too heavy to carry when all you want is peace. So you tried to quiet the voice. You tried to go back to normal, but the universe doesn't let a chosen one sleep for long. The signs didn't stop. The ache didn't go away. Instead, it grew. And now, here you are. Not by coincidence, but by design. Because ignoring the divine signal only delays your purpose, but it can never erase it. Your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You came here with power, with light, with destiny in your bones. And that number, 5 it was never random. It was a code, a reminder, a spiritual alarm clock. It meant change, divine transformation. It meant the death of the old and the rise of who you were always meant to be. But change is uncomfortable, transformation is painful. So you ran, you resisted, you questioned if you were worthy, if you were ready, and still, the divine didn't abandon you, because the divine never abandons the chosen. Even in your silence, you were being guided. Even in your resistance, you were being loved. Let that truth settle into your heart. You were never being punished. You were being called. And that calling, it's getting louder now. It's pressing on your chest. It's stirring your dreams. It's why you feel lost, even when everything looks fine on the outside, because your soul doesn't care about appearances. Your soul came here for mission, for impact, for light. And that light, it's been buried too long. Here's your awakening insight. You can ignore the call, but you can never outrun your destiny. The more you try to live a life that isn't yours, the heavier it feels. The more you resist who you really are, the more your spirit aches. You're not broken, you're not behind, you're being summoned. This is your return to truth. Let this be the moment you stop running. Let this be the moment you listen, because the restlessness you feel is your soul trying to come alive. And it's time, chosen one. Time to wake up. Time to rise. Time to remember why you came here. Now let us step deeper into the sacred storm that shook your world for a reason. Chosen one. The moment you turned your back on the signs, the universe didn't get angry. It got louder. At first, it was subtle. Small losses, gentle disruptions, whispers in your heart, but when your soul ignored the whispers, the divine sent a storm, not to punish you, but to shake you awake. You see, when a chosen one refuses the call, life rearranges itself to force alignment, not because you are weak, but because you are important. And so, the unraveling began. Friendships you thought would last forever suddenly grew silent. People you loved began to drift. The things that once brought comfort no longer fit. The plans you made with so much hope began to crumble in your hands like ash, and it hurt deeply. You cried over doors you didn't realize were traps. You mourned stability, not knowing it was keeping you small. You begged for things to return to normal, but your soul knew. Normal was the very thing that was killing your purpose. What looked like loss was sacred liberation. The people who walked away, they couldn't go where you're going. The plans that failed, they were built on a version of you that was too small for your soul. The confusion that clouded your mind, it was the breakdown before the breakthrough. In the chaos, you felt abandoned, forgotten. But the divine never left you. It stood beside you as everything fell, not to destroy you, but to reveal you. This storm was never your enemy. It was a sacred ceremony of release, an initiation, a holy tearing down of everything false. Because in the silence that follows destruction, the real voice, the divine voice, finally gets heard. And what does it say? You are not who you think you are. You are more. You are light wrapped in skin. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to awaken. But awakening always comes with a price. The death of your illusions. The surrender of who you thought you needed to be. Let this truth pierce through your pain. The storm wasn't against you. It was for you. Every shattered plan, every broken connection, every sleepless night. It was preparing you to rise into who you truly are. The old had to fall so the sacred could rise. Yes, it's painful to let go. Yes, it's terrifying to step into the unknown. But do you really want to spend your life living a lie? Wearing a mask just to feel safe? Chasing goals that don't fulfill your soul? You didn't come here to survive. You came here to awaken. You came here to transform. This storm was your chrysalis. The darkness that surrounded you was not a grave. It was a womb. And now, you are ready to emerge, but not as who you were, as who you were destined to be. Remember this: everything you lost was never meant to stay. And everything real, everything sacred, everything aligned is already making its way to you. The storm cleared the space. Now, your soul can build something true. So breathe, chosen one. Your world didn't fall apart. It fell into divine order. Now, let us step into the quiet after the storm, where your greatest battle begins. The silent war within your own soul. Chosen one, the storm has passed, the dust has settled, and now, in the quiet, something begins to shift, not outside you, but within you. You're not running anymore. You're breathing differently. You're beginning to listen, and in that stillness, something sacred returns. A whisper, a rhythm, a frequency you once knew. The number 5555 begins to reveal its deeper meaning, not as coincidence, but as divine communication. This was never just about digits on a screen. It was a call from the divine to awaken your soul. 555 is not a number, it's a code, a signal from the higher realms. A portal of transformation meant to realign you with your true path. When you finally stopped resisting, you started noticing. Things began to connect. The right words found you. The right people appeared. The right moments unfolded like divine choreography. This is alignment. This is the divine frequency. And it's not something you force, and it's something you remember. You were never separate from it. You were simply out of tune. But now, your soul is tuning back into the music of the universe. The fear is softer, the confusion fades. You can feel a quiet power rising in you. Not loud, not chaotic, but steady, certain. This is the sacred turning point in your journey, where you no longer chase your destiny. You become it. You're no longer begging for signs. You are the sign. You're no longer questioning your worth. You are walking in your worth. And still, it's not about being perfect. The chosen one doesn't walk flawlessly. They walk faithfully. You are remembering how to trust, not just in the universe, but in yourself. You are learning to believe the nudges, to honor the energy, to follow what feels aligned, even if it defies logic, because logic cannot understand destiny. Your soul speaks a language the mind was never meant to translate. Let this awaken you deeply. You were never lost. You were being recalibrated. Every detour was divine redirection. Every breakdown was a sacred reset. And now, you are rising. Not rushed, not frantic, but rooted, aligned, lit from within. You are stepping into a new season where your energy leads, where your peace guides, where your presence speaks louder than words. This is the frequency of the chosen one, soft but unstoppable, quiet but world-shifting. You are not who you used to be. You are not who they thought you were. You are not even who you thought you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. So breathe in this truth. You've tuned back into your power. You're walking again with the divine, and the universe is echoing your steps. Now, let us walk into the sacred responsibility that comes with awakening. Because when you are truly aligned, you realize this isn't just about you anymore. Chosen one, you have awakened. And with awakening comes a quiet, holy weight, not a burden, but a sacred responsibility. You see, this journey was never just about you. It started with your pain, It moved through your healing. But now, it becomes about what you carry for the world. You were not chosen to escape the darkness. You were chosen to enter it, with light in your hands. You are the one who walks through the valley, not to avoid the shadow, but to show others that the shadow has no power over the light. You were chosen to speak where silence has ruled for too long, to love where wounds have hardened hearts, to heal in places most have abandoned. This is not a role for the faint-hearted. It's not a calling for the ego. It's a sacred assignment for those whose souls remember where they came from, and you remember now. That's why your presence feels different. That's why your energy shifts rooms before you speak. That's why people feel seen in your silence and healed in your presence, even when you say nothing at all. You no longer seek validation from the world, because you know you were sent for the world. Let this truth root deep in you. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Your wounds make you real. Your scars make you relatable. Your journey makes you qualified. There are people praying for healing you carry inside you. There are souls waiting for your courage to become their permission. There are generations tied to the wisdom you're unlocking. This is why the battles were so heavy. This is why the losses felt unbearable. This is why the pain felt endless. Because the deeper your initiation, the greater your anointing. And now you carry what most cannot. You speak what most won't dare. You stand where others have crumbled. Not because you are better, but because you are ready. You now walk differently, not for attention, but with intention. You no longer fear being misunderstood, because your mission is not to be understood. Your mission is to transmit light, to be the mirror that reminds others of their truth, to walk with such quiet power that others remember who they are just by being near you. You've become a vessel, and through you, the divine moves. So when the world tries to distract you, return to your alignment. When doubt whispers again, return to your frequency. When pain tries to revisit, return to your sacred path, because your life is no longer ordinary. You are no longer asleep. You are now activated. Let this awaken you once more. Your presence is the answer to someone's silent prayer. Your story is someone's survival guide. Your light is not just for you, it's for those still trapped in the dark. So walk with reverence, walk with grace, walk with the knowing that you are a carrier of divine purpose. And now it's time to step fully into your destiny. The final calling awaits, the activation of the mission you were born to fulfill. Chosen one, this is your moment, not a coincidence, not a random click, but a divine orchestration, one your soul agreed to long ago. You didn't see 555 by accident. It was never just a number. It was your alarm clock from the heavens, a signal that your time had come. And this time, you didn't ignore it. You answered, and in answering, something inside you unlocked. A memory, a mission, a movement. You are not who you were when you first began this journey. The restlessness, the chaos, the confusion, They were all birthing something greater. Now you no longer walk in fear. You walk in fire, a divine fire, a flame that doesn't burn you, it builds you. You've been refined, you've been prepared, you've been activated. The world is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It's waiting for a present one, a real one, an awakened one. It's waiting for the version of you that remembers who they are. The version that walks not in ego, but in essence. The version that no longer hides their gifts, silences their truth, or dims their light. Because you, chosen one, were not sent here to fit in. You were sent here to lead, to be the spark that ignites others, to be the shift that changes atmospheres, to be the frequency that realigns what's been lost. You are the healer, the leader, the mirror, the vessel of divine remembrance walking in human form. And the time to rise is no longer someday, it's now. No more waiting for signs. You are the sign. No more playing small. You carry a divine mission. No more fear of your power. It's time to embody it. Let this truth resound in every cell of your being. You are not here to follow trends. You are here to activate timelines. You are not here to repeat history. You are here to rewrite it. You are not here to be passive. You are here to be prophetic. Every step you take from this moment forward, take it with sacred intention. Every breath you draw, let it fuel the destiny calling you home. Every word you speak, let it echo with divine remembrance. This is your final call to rise, not as the wounded, but as the warrior, not as the lost, but as the leader, not as the seeker, but as the source. Your time is now. Your path is lit. Your destiny has begun. Chosen one. Do you feel it? The divine energy rising inside you? It's not just a fleeting moment of clarity. It's your eternal truth awakening. This is not just a call to rise. It's a call to remember. To remember who you were before the world told you who to be. To remember the fire inside you that cannot be extinguished. To remember the power you carry, not as a fleeting force, but as your birthright. You have been prepared for this moment for lifetimes. The pain you've carried was never punishment. It was a teacher. The loneliness you felt was never abandonment. It was an invitation to find your strength within. The confusion you've endured was never failure. It was the divine whisper guiding you home. And now that you have answered the call, now that you've stepped into your truth, understand this, chosen one. You are unstoppable. You are unshakable. You are the one the world has been waiting for. Your light cannot be dimmed. Your truth cannot be silenced. You are a force of nature, a living testament to the power of awakening. The time for doubt is over. The time for fear is done. You are standing on the edge of destiny, and all that was once impossible is now within your reach. So rise, chosen one, with courage, with power, with grace. The world is waiting for you to step into your divine role, and you are ready. Your time is now. The universe is calling. Will you answer.